I first believe the Lord has promised good to me.
After a few days of ill health associated with hypertension, Detective Assistant Superintendent of Police Openy Pennington David, aged 47, lost the battle against hypertension during the wee hours of Friday morning at Nsambya Hospital.
As long as life endures.
Family members, friends and relatives, as well as officials from the Anti-Corruption Unit of State House, converged at his Naguru residence as soon as the news of the detective's passing on was confirmed.
This has been our own police officer who has served with all dedication. We cannot add trouble to trouble. We have cleared every bill, and as I told you, State House has done everything to ensure that we all gather together and give this gallant police officer a very decent send-off. Once again, we continue to pray that the Lord strengthens you, the Lord keeps you. Importantly, let us give our best service when we still can.
The Assistant Superintendent of Police, Joko Makech, also the District Police Commander Bushenyi, and a cousin to the late, told UBC that last heard from him on Tuesday.
Actually, two weeks ago, we lost our father. I could not move, so he was in Kampala. He went for burial. He came back over the other weekend. Then on Monday, I talked to him because when he was coming from home, I directed him to bring for me some item from home. I had sent one of my vehicles to come for some work just in forensic here. And I directed them to come to his home. But when I called him, he was in office. He said he had just reported that day to office. That was on Tuesday. And he said he had just reported from home to the office. And on the day he got the problem, he did not communicate to me that he had gone to the eastern, either Mukono or something like that. But when they called me at dawn, they told me he was on duty that Thursday, either in Mukono or Lugazi. Of course, handling their investigation of corruption files. And I came back, he had supper with his family, they went to bed, but of course later on in the night, the wife noticed that he's not breathing normally. And called the neighbors and they took him to hospital. So I didn't know much, the exact assignment he was handling, but I know as an investigator, his work is to investigate cases.
According to medical reports, Detective Openy succumbed to stroke complications as a result of severe hypertension.
At first, I was able to retrieve what we call a summary of cause of death, which I thought is very important. Hand over to you. It has several attachments. A summary cause of death. It indicates hypertension as the cause of death. So it has an attachment of the cleared bills of the hospital bills. I went further and sought for a post-mortem examination to ascertain the cause of the death by the pathologist. This is the post-mortem results contained on 4 pages. It also confirms that the cause of death was a hemorrhagic stroke following severe hypertension. That's the summary. Other accompanying documents include some clinical notes from Nsambya Hospital. you are the right person to keep them because they will be required at some various levels. My comrade Openy, may God rest you in eternal peace.
The diligent detective investigated high-profile cases being handled by the State House Anti-Corruption Unit on recommendation of Commissioner of Police Cherimo Biata.
Lt Openy went back to school and he left CID and went to work with salary section at CID headquarters. I met Openy at police headquarters when we were working on those last 2 cases. After that, I left, I went to Entebbe, we went to, the police transfers. I lost touch with Openy. I came to Women Affairs and then I would see Openy again at police headquarters. Then later I was deployed at UNRA as the head of investigations and compliance. So one day Openy walks to me and says, "Madam, I feel I want to come back to CID." So I told him, "Openy, I am partially civilian and partially police. I surely cannot decide." But I advised him to write, and I talked to the then staff officer, CID headquarters, Afanda Gumi Siriza, who now retired. And he was accepted. Then he was deployed somewhere in Chinawataka. He never complained. You are coming from CID headquarters. Those of you who know Chinawataka police, we like complaining and lamenting. Now, the hardest thing someone can do to you, dear friends, is a no-nonsense person like Madam Nakalema to ask you to help her find police officers with integrity because you are not sure that you are going to find that material. I want to thank God. Anti-corruption is not a place where there is money. Somebody wants to go and work there, you are going to be satisfied with the success of your work. If you go there to work for money, you might come through a longer route. So I really asked for God's grace to remember people that I know. Because when you recommend a woman to a man, and the woman goes and misbehaves, they associate their manners to you. True or false? So when I recommended Openy came to see me and I gave a whole lecture. I said, "Openy, I don't know what has happened to you for all these years because that was over 12 years later. I don't know whether you changed. I hope you still write well. I hope you are still obedient. I hope you don't take alcohol. I hope it was a sermon." Recently, when the Inspector General of Police asked me to work with the detectives at Anti-Corruption Unit, I met Openy. He was even more thorough than I had known him. I walked to the head of unit, Madam Nakalema, and asked her specifically how so-and-so is. And it is not even like 5 days. I was like, I hope Openy is working as thorough as he used to. And she gave me all the nice words. I felt so good. Again, if you recommend a woman to a man, and she goes and behaves well, every time you go there is slaughter for you something, isn't it? Yes. So I felt so good. I felt proud and proudly associated to David.
Lt Col Judith Nakalema told DThe that Openy's death will not stall work at the State House Anti-Corruption Unit.
And the work will not stall. It will continue. But all I can say in summary is that every file Openy investigated is in court. And that tells you that he has been a very thorough officer. He has not left work pending at his desk. No.
Afande Nakalema contributed 5 million shillings to help in the burial expenses.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now you've heard of what has been breaking me. The person I was thanking for, the person I was appreciating, actually it is like 3 days ago. Now we are here to say, fare thee well and goodbye. We shall always respect you. And as I had said earlier, we shall try humanly to support Openy's children and widow, but God will do everything for you because Openy has done everything, and God is not unjust. He's so just. He rewards and remembers every good work you do, and He rewards you in good measure. May God continue to uphold you, to comfort you. We shall push where we can, but God will do everything for all of us.
Yes, we are very grateful as a member of the family for the support from the State House, Uganda Police, and all friends. We really appreciate.
From general policing as a police constable, Openy rose to the ranks in the force and worked in several high-profile departments in Uganda Police, including the Finance Department and Salary Section of Uganda Police, having had a background in accounting. Openy returned to investigations work in December last year and was later deployed at the State House Anti-Corruption Unit. Detective Assistant Superintendent of Police Openy Pennington David is survived by 9 children.
We come before you with the sadness of losing one of our colleagues, a combatant in the struggle of peace, enforcing law and order in this country. I want to pray as a parent, to pray for Inspector of Police Openy David's children. Lord, you know the pain of losing a father, and I want to pray for his wife, now a widow, my sister Rebecca. God, in your power and in your mercy, strengthen these children, strengthen the widow, strengthen the brothers and sisters, strengthen all the relatives, strengthen the friends, and strengthen the colleagues, all of us at the State House Anti-Corruption Unit and the Uganda Police Forces. We have deeply lost. The devil has robbed us of a gallant officer. You know his faithfulness, you know his commitment, but we thank you for the life he lived. We thank you for the life that has been shared and very well shared. We thank you for the good memories in our hearts. We pray that you will remain a great pillar in the lives of his children as they grow. Provide for them. Provide according to your riches in glory. Provide for his children. Provide for his widow. Provide for his other relatives, the many dependents that he was caring for or providing for. Lord, provide. And be a comforter. Stretch your comforting hand to all of us who feel this big loss. Strengthen us. Fill the gap he has left behind. Fill the gap in his family. Fill the gap in the society. Fill the gap in Uganda Police. Fill the gap in all the forces in this country and among the citizens. Lord, I remember to pray for all families that have lost their dear ones. Fill the gap that has been left behind by the parents, or the parents that have lost their children, the widows that have lost their husbands, the husbands that have lost their lives. You are the only everlasting God and Father of all creation. Comfort all those that are mourning and give us hope that we are here to serve you, and time is coming when we shall live, but let us live with special hope that we are coming to present repentant souls before you. I pray for those, all of us that have not yet known you properly. Let your light shine to the hearts of men and women. Let us know you and surrender to serve you. I pray that you will save his family, you'll save his children and his wife and all those that have associated with him. And save your people, all the people that have come to mourn. Let them go back home with one sure hope that you, our Father in heaven, never live, you will never die. You will live forever. And we want you to save us from all sin, from all evil, from all infirmity, and the glory will return to you. I pray that you will save us like you have saved us from so many pandemics. You have still kept us as Ugandans. We have not registered any deaths of COVID-19. I pray that this pandemic, Lord, will pass over Uganda and other nations, will pass over the globe and be healed. It came, but it must go, because you live never more to die. Jesus Christ, you resurrected once and forever, and you live. I pray that you will save us from all other diseases and pandemics. To be the praise and the glory. I pray that when time has come for the mourners to travel to Ramo, you will grant them safe journey mercies, grant them all that they need for life and for godliness, and keep behind us. Continue to do your good work, and the glory is yours alone, now and forevermore. Amen.